we're back on the SUJ Partridge jig hook, slotted bead, this time in copper. And this fly is the Vlad. It was one that we developed a long time ago now in the Czech Republic during a competition out there where we were fishing a lot of red tag flies, but then also a lot of pink flies were doing the trick as well. So we took several different patterns, threw them all together, and this was the fly that we came up with, the Vlad. It's worked incredibly well in all fishing scenarios, whether that's winter, summer, for all manner of species. But one that it always comes home to is the Grayling. It's a great pattern for them. So we've got the Semperfli Nano still in white again here. We're just taking this down to the end of the shank, so just before it starts to bend round. And this time we've got the Semperfli Fluoro Brite in red for our tag, and we've cut a segment off that, doubled it back. There's actually 8 strands here, and to tie this in, use the weight of the bobbin to secure it in place, and then put a couple of locking turns in to hold everything there, and we can take the remainder of the material all the way forward to the bead, cut it slightly long so we can wind that down into the slot in the bead, and then we'll get our rib, which this time is a copper wire in 1 mil, and to tie this in, we pop it into the slot in the bead and then start to take our thread back to where the tag begins. So with this particular fly, I like to cut the tag after I've done the body. It just helps to give you a bit more idea on how long the tag should be. So whenever tying a fly, it should all be done by sight and what makes you feel comfortable. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just what the fish like and what you like, so you tie it on the end. Now I've taken some pheasant tail, just natural. I've cut 3 fibers, and I'm tying them in tip first. So I lay the tips on my side and allow the thread just to catch them in place, and try with each net's locking turn to go forward towards the bead, and take that forward. And whenever using pheasant tail, the first turn is always the one where you're going to break the fibers. So take the pressure off, take it roughly in the direction you want, and then use your free hand to just push it round with the index finger. That will take the pressure off the fibers, and you can keep doing that going forward. It does help you get good touching turns as well, stops the fibers from twisting, and you'll get a lovely pheasant tail body. Make sure you leave yourself plenty of room with this fly. A couple of turns behind and in front, and we can trim that out there. And then with our copper wire, we want to go the opposite direction. There are several reasons for doing this. One is the wire will stand out more by going the opposite way, but also if not a grayling, but if a trout, for example, took it where they're quite toothy, it stops all of the pheasant tail being shredded and falling apart and making the fly redundant after not very long. So we've tied that forward, and we tied it off with the thread, and we just twist it out as we do all of our wires. And now with the tag, we want it probably a bit longer than half of that body. There's always one bit that stays. Take our needle and just work the fibers apart, and this will make it really nice red tag on there. And now for our next bit, we want a red game hen cape here, and we're just going to add in a small feather. If you're unsure on the fiber size, you can match the feather up against the hook and bend it around so you're picking the right feather that you want. What I'm looking for is a fiber length that's just over the body length. And we don't need a cock hackle. A hen one's fine, those short fibers. We're not looking for a long dry fly hackle. So I've split away the fibers that I don't want, and that frees up a bit of room to tie it in there. And cut away the unnecessary tag. Take our hackle pliers and grab the tip of the hackle and begin to wind it round, just stroking the fibers as you go. You want them kicking back. Once, and then all the way back up, and take your thread through, and then also pop it in front. You can go in there with the scissors and just clip out the feather, and all you'll have now is a little thorax region where we're going to add in, as I said originally, we combined really several different flyers. One was a red tag, which was very effective, but another one was a fly that involved a bit of pink, and this is where we add the pink segment. So here I've got the Hareline eye stub in UV pink, and I've just taken a small amount of it, chap it in at the top there, a little bit much, so pull a bit out and add in a few turns just at the thorax there, and you've added another dimension to this fly. So the red tag, which has got great fish catching capabilities on its own, with a pink hotspot also, and the UV aspect, which I'm swear blind is a really effective fish catching coloration. And there we have it, the Vlad, one of the best all-round fish catching flies you'll find. Works better on low pressured waters, but will work in high pressure water, and does work very well in coloured water scenarios as well. Make sure you've got one or two of those in your box.